Hello, welcome to the third section of this audio class on how to become a published author. My name is Ikwago Igwe and I am passionately driven to see young people discover, develop, and fulfill their purpose in life. In this third section, we'll be discussing how to turn your blog or journal into a book. Before you start thinking of turning your blog or journal into a book, you must have your own original content. Your blog should not be the regular copy and paste blogs that we find all over the internet. So I ask, what is your blog talking about? What message do you have for your audience? When you identify and make this known, look for ways to get feedback from your audience about your blog. The feedback you get from your audience helps you make a decision on the changes you need to make to the materials you have so they can be tailored to the needs of your audience. Every book must address a need. There must be a problem your book seeks to solve. There must be something your book seeks to address. Start organizing your blog posts to follow a logical, chronological order. Let the blog posts tell a story in a sequence or order. If you have been blogging for a while, you might have produced enough content for a book. Log into your blog archives. Do you see the foundation of a manuscript? Many bloggers, when they stop to look at their blog archives, they realize they have produced a book's worth of content or more. That is when they now decide to make their blog to become a book or to repurpose their posts into a manuscript and then a published book. If you want to make your blog to become a book, follow these 5 steps, which I have used. Number 1, plan the outline or table of contents for the best book you could write from scratch. Find published blog posts in your blog that fit your outline. Copy and paste the posts into a word processing document to create a manuscript. Fill any content gaps with new materials. And when you do that, you're on your way to turning your blog into a book. Now let's look at journaling. When you have a journal, or if you're the type that keep journals, or you keep diaries, or you write down things that happen in your day, let's see how you can turn your journal into a book. Go through your journals again. You will be surprised that there is actually a particular or several thought lines that occur several times in your journal. These are your books. Reorganize them and let them tell a story or solve a problem. Each idea is a chapter. When you organize this and you are still confused as to which way to go, then you need someone like me who can poke you with questions that will produce the contents of the book by force. And of course, I do this for a fee in my mentorship sessions. However, I have outlined certain practical steps you can take in turning your journal into a book. Number 1, jot down things you notice during the day and record them at night. Ever notice how certain foods make you feel weird, or certain words that certain people use annoy you to no end? There's a reason why so many famous authors carry a notepad with them to notice the little things they can add rich detail to your scenes, and using them in recollections helps stamp your work in other people's memory. Number 2, set a specific numerical goal for your journal. While it may not be for everybody, setting a numerical goal will force you to seek out a certain amount of content for your journal. It will also force you to write daily. Even if it's as low as 250 words, at the end of the year, you will have almost 75,000 words racked up. At the beginning, it may feel like you are extending your sentences or repeating yourself, but if a major event does happen in your life, you will be in the habit of writing a full piece without interruption. Number 3, set guidelines as a form of training. Once you are in the habit of writing a certain amount of words, test yourself with easy writing challenges or writing prompts. But of course, bring them back to events in your daily life. Try writing 500 words about one specific moment, or write a certain amount of paragraphs about the way someone was dressed, or even turn a regular dialogue into a play. My point is that you need not worry about making up the material while you are trying to hone your craft. If you are lost, number four, if you are lost, start with the senses. What are some sights, sounds, or smells that you encountered that day? Is there a restaurant you pass by every day that smells like smoky fish? Is there a noise or an expression or a song you keep hearing that's ticking you off? Just as a memory can be unleashed by a sound or smell, descriptions of the world from the raw perspective of your senses can enliven a scene and get your writing moving. Number five, if people tell you stories, write them down. Most writers are by default storytellers, but hearing someone else tell a story is beneficial for several reasons. For one, they are good for basic inspiration. Secondly, you can learn a lot about what makes a story engaging or boring by training yourself to pay close attention to it. What have you hooked? Why are they telling this story in the first place? If you feel like your inkwell has truly run dry, number six, think back at the events that happened in the past. They don't have to be especially traumatic or even defining moments in your life, but they should be moments where you can adequately describe what's going on. What's great about doing this is that it can reincarnate past memories or help you remember people you may have forgotten. Also, the more you search through the past, the more memories you will discover. Number seven, if you need to rant, rant. I know that ranting is the basis of most bloggers, but for those who are more reflective, use the opportunity to turn your emotions into strong, worded, convincing paragraphs. Letting off steam is a good way of gauging where you stand in relation to a certain topic and of seeing if and if seeing you are taking a level-headed or irrational approach. Number eight, the mundane can often be richer than the melodramatic. Instead of waiting around for major life moments or divisive conflicts to fuel your writing, look the other way. Observe the way someone prepares a meal or how someone acts when they are pretending to work. Sometimes the most refreshing thing to read is a slightly different take on day to day life. Number nine, write in heat, edit in coolness. It's okay to let yourself go if you're writing with a lot of emotional intensity, but sometimes combining that intensity with cool headed retrospection gives your writing a layered quality. Also, the words you originally considered gospel probably seem a little ridiculous with a level head. Go back to one of your old rants and edit it, and furiously as possible. What did you change when you do that? What do you now think of your original opinion? Finally, number 10, do not spread your journal around. Keep it to yourself. The biggest mistake you can make with a journal is if you spread your material to as many people as possible. Not only are you necessarily hindered by the pressure of an audience, but you will automatically put pressure on yourself to write pieces of substance or general significance. The point of a journal, in my opinion, is the opposite. What you want ultimately is to craft your own perspective of the world, independent of others. Take note of these 10 steps I've outlined, and it will help you in making your journal to become a rich book that others can pick up and be inspired with it. I hereby encourage Every young person who wants to make a mark in this world, and you're listening to me right now, to start a blog, start keeping journals and diaries. They become valuable later in life. This is where I wrap up this section of this class. Stay tuned for the next session. Remember to drop a message for me at waterways.com.ng. Let me know your areas of interest and let's see how you can become that accomplished published author. Thank you for staying tuned. Wait for the next section. Bye bye.